Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Vickie's Country Home. Today, we are going to make crock-pot Italian beef sandwiches. I lived in Denver in the late 70s, early 80s, and there was this restaurant there that made incredible Italian beef sandwiches. I couldn't even tell you the name of it anymore, but it was really good. And over the years, I've never found anything like those. Well, I came across this recipe, and I'm going to give it a try, although I'm going to shift it up a little bit, and I'll tell you what I'm changing, and I'll tell you where I got the recipe from. So let's get started getting this Italian beef in the slow cooker. Okay, I found this recipe on momontimeout.com, and she calls it slow cooker Italian beef sandwiches. Whatever, it sounded good. So here's what you do. This is about 3.75 pounds of boneless chuck roast, and this one is pretty lean. The recipe says a 4-pound, but it also says to trim the fat. This doesn't have a lot of fat, so I'm good with the amount. Then we're going to take 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper. It calls for, I think it was 2 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Well, y'all know me, I love garlic. I put a tablespoon. And it called for 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. I added 3. I want that flavor, a lot of it. So I've got these all in a little bowl, and now I'm just going to combine them. So just quickly stir them together. And we're going to use about 1/3 of this mixture, and we're going to coat the roast. And I've already sprayed the crock pot with cooking spray, so that, because this is going to cook, if you cook on low, it's 10 to 12 hours. On high, it's going to be 5 to 6, and I'm going to do high mostly because I didn't want to run this crock pot while it's dark, because again, we're off grid, short days, so I'm going to go ahead and cook it on high, and it'll be more along the time when the sun is up. And even with that, we still may end up running the generator. Hope not. That's just part of living this way. If you want to use appliances that use heat, that generate heat, whether it's a crock pot, dehydrator, iron, anything, Instapot, anything like that that is electrical, that produces heat, uses a lot of energy, and we try and avoid that where we can, or we use it during the daytime. That's when I do laundry. That's when I do anything like that. Okay, so let's just get some of this mixture on the roast, and we're just gonna rub it in. And I'm not too worried about it, because you're gonna put sauce on top of this, and some will get kind of washed into the crock pot, but that's okay. Now we'll do the other side. It's all gonna be in there together with the sauce, so it's all good. Okay, that's gonna go in the crock pot, and I haven't even turned this on yet because I'm gonna move the crock pot over to the other counter to put it on, because I'll be making some bread and other things. But you can see it much better here than you can over on the other counter. So let me adjust this so you can see. You know what, I think I'm just going to turn my cutting board so you get kind of a picture of all of it. Alright, so I've got my chuck roast in there. Now, I'm going to add, I don't think it matters the order, but I'm going to add, I sliced up fairly thin onion. That's, let me adjust this. This is 1 yellow onion, and it calls for 2, but I don't know that it needs that much, so I'm just going to put in 1. I can always add more onion or some freeze-dried sliced onion later if I taste it and think it needs it. And I always like to taste. That way I know what I'm cooking and what needs to be done to it. Okay, and then it called for 2 green bell peppers. Well, I don't use green because they just don't sit well with me. So I buy red, yellow, or orange. And I got these mini ones. And they looked good, so I just cored them and sliced them up. But you can use the green bell peppers, you can, however you want to do it. So I'm just going to throw those in there. Come on. All right, I'm going to move the cutting board out of the way. And let's get this where you can see it better, because it's really starting to look pretty already. Okay, we're going to put in 1 can of tomato sauce. This is a 15-ounce can. Just pour it all over the top. All right, we're going to add the remainder of that seasoning that we set aside, and we're just going to sprinkle that all over the top, because again, this will get all mixed together as it cooks for most of the day. And it called for a 12-ounce jar of pepper and cheney peppers, plus some extra for serving. But this is a 16-ounce jar, and I'm going to use the whole thing, and then we'll have extra that, and I've drained this, so there's a little juice, but you know what? That's just flavor. So I'm going to put that whole jar in there, and then when we serve these, I will add some to the sandwiches. All right, this is going to go over, cook on high, 5 to 6 hours. We'll see you then. All right, this has been cooking all day, and the smell has been wonderful. So it's literally falling apart. I hope you can see this. It's just falling apart, which is what we want. All right, so I'm just gonna break this up, and then we're gonna get these sandwiches made. Okay, let me get, it's fogging, let me get my sandwich rolls ready. Alright, so I've got my oven heated to 250, and now I'm going to take some of this wonderful shredded beef that has been cooking all day in this sauce, and I'm going to put it want to kind of get some of the juice off because you don't want these soggy. So I'm just going to put some on top of the sandwich rolls, and I've got provolone cheese on top of each. And again, drain most of this sauce off. You can always add it to the sandwich later, but you don't want your sandwich to be really soggy, so and oh my gosh, this tastes wonderful. It smells wonderful. And all of the onions and the bell peppers and the pepperoncini, they're all part of this. They've all just cooked down until they're just so tender, and they are all, they're all part of the sandwich. All right. So I hope you can see this. These look so good. Now I'm going to add another piece of provolone cheese to the top. The recipe just calls for the one piece, but you know what? I want it underneath to keep the sandwich from getting too soggy. But I also want to put it on top so that it melts into the top of the sandwich. Then I'm just going to kind of tear them a little bit so that they crisscross a little. Now I'm going to put these in the oven, and just for a few minutes, just for this cheese to melt. And I'll bring you back and show you how yummy they look. Okay, here it is. Italian beef sandwich. I'm going to add some pepperoncini to the top. Doesn't that look yummy and messy and good? So let's have a taste. This is different than the way I remember, so I'll probably keep looking for a recipe. But I know it tastes good because I've already tried the meat. Oh, so much flavor. And very messy. So a very good recipe. It's not the one I was thinking of, but I would make this again. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like it, and share, and we'll talk again soon.